What's your favorite video game?
Oh man, I've been asked this question 3 times in the past 4 days. I have a different answer every time, but I think for the public, I'm gonna say with a heavy helping of nostalgia on the top. I don't think it's the best game ever, but I think it's one of those games that sticks with me.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Geek Peek. My name is Oren and today I'm interviewing Terrance Lewis from PGQ. Terrance is a nerd just like me and I loved talking to him. His vibe is so fun and I encountered him on YouTube and found his videos very enjoyable and binge-worthy. We talked about his journey, how he started, what's he doing today, and maybe where he plans to go next. So without further ado, enjoy the interview. Terrance Lewis, I am so excited to have you here. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, I'm excited to be here. I've been looking forward to it for a while, yeah.
I am so excited to talk to you because I've never seen, well, not never, but I've seen a lot of creators who are talking about gaming and stuff like that, but your videos are so fun to watch, man. And
oh man, that's great to hear.
I have a lot of questions, and we will dive into your content creation, your YouTube channel. You recently crossed 3,500 subscribers on your YouTube channel as well. Before we get into that, I want to take you back to your past. Before your YouTube channel, before you started recording videos, tell me a little bit about that Terrance.
Right. So that Terrance has evolved quite a bit. So it wasn't like a straight line to YouTube. I grew up in Indiana. I studied finance in college. I then went to work in hotels internationally. So I moved to the Caribbean and I worked in hotels because that's just what I wanted to do at the time. And then I got tired of that. And so then I moved to working in software engineering. And really the idea was I wanted to do something that I could travel still, but I would have more control over my situation. And so I got into software engineering. Then of course, COVID hit, which removed all of my choice in the situation. And then I kind of realized, what can I still travel, control my situation, but also do something that I love? And it came down to how can I make a career out of video games? And YouTube seemed to be the most straightforward option. And that's how, the origin of or I guess the past to now, if you're going to look back in retrospect and tell it as a story, that's what happened.
Okay, cool. I have some questions to dive into these little things. First of all, you mentioned hotels. And hotels, for me at least, that's a very transitional job. For me, I have a degree in software engineering as well. And I would have worked at a hotel or in some other customer service job while I was studying. Is that what happened for you?
Actually, no. It was always the plan. What happened was growing up in Indiana, I have 7 siblings. So we didn't travel ever growing up. It was just not part of the cards. The furthest we would go is 2 hours to an amusement park for vacation. And so when I was 18, I had the opportunity to pay for myself. I had saved up some money. I paid for myself to join a few of my friends to go to Mexico. And it was my first time out of the country. It was by far the biggest traveling I've ever done at the time. And I just loved it. I was 1 week in a hotel and I became really good friends with some of the staff. And I ended up climbing onto the bar one night. I turned 18 in Mexico. So it was essentially my, United States 21st birthday. So I climbed onto the bar one night and I started dancing and somebody was like, "Hey, get down from the bar." And then I got down from the bar and they said, "You would be a great employee here. You would make a great employee at this resort." And I ended up working at that resort 4 years later. So they flew me out to Mexico and that's where I worked. And so it was always the plan to travel, leave the United States after college and find a new country, a new place to stay and work there.
Oh, that's awesome. Can I ask you what prompted you to like leave your home essentially and go live in another country? Like what's the, it seems like there's a story there too.
At first, I think it was just like, at least in the United States, traveling is seen as like a very cool thing. It's seen as like a high end thing. And so as a person that never traveled growing up, it felt like what I think originally drew me to it was like, oh, traveling equals cool life. Like cool people travel. I want to travel. And it quickly changed. Like that's what like kicked me off. But after I actually started traveling, it became like, oh, the more I learned about people around the world, the more I learned about like people in general. And that's huge. And like, I think it's just like grows you empathetically, but also you get to see the coolest things. Like, I mean, you can't see the coolest things in the world from one place. So that's kind of been what I've been doing for the past, since I've been an adult, I guess.
That's awesome. I love that. The entire concept of living abroad, I traveled for like usually most of the places I traveled to were places where my family was already in. For example, I was traveling to stay with my brother in the United States. He is a United States citizen, and he lived in Texas. And before that, he lived in California. So we would do like summer vacations, and then I would come and stay at his house for a month. But like, I love the idea of deciding to live somewhere without like an expiry date. Like, right. I'm just gonna stay here until I'm no longer want to stay here. Like,
I love it too.
Okay, that's very, very cool. Also, you mentioned software engineering, and I know we are going to get to video games soon, but as a fellow software engineer, was that something that you were passionate about for work, or was it always like a means to, okay, I will know how to write code, I will become someone who can make games and not just play them?
It was 100%. Like it was great that I had the ability to travel, and that was nice, and kind of like work on my own and make more money than working as a receptionist in Mexico. So that was like benefits. But the thing that got me excited, the thing I did prior to getting a full-time job as a software engineer, was build my own little video games in JavaScript and put them on a browser, or like, start working in PHP or built something in Unity and like have demos and have my friends play it. Like that's what I did. And then I just, by default, because I didn't study it, like I said, by default, from just like trying to build these things, I learned enough to get into a program that got me a job in software engineering. And so, it was very much like my learning progress from software engineering was almost entirely based on loving video games.
Okay, that's huge. What you're telling me is that you learned on your own how to write code in different situations, be it Unity, JavaScript, whatever it is, until you reached a point of skill that you looked for a job and you got accepted.
Correct, yeah.
Awesome. That's amazing. I had the not so privileged position of studying for a degree for 4 years.
Right.
And I didn't use anything from that degree in the job that I am in now.
Yeah.
Which is about 7 years, a little bit over 7 years. And I have been writing backend code. I write servers. This is my my job.
Right.
So I do that with Python and another software which you might be familiar with, called Kubernetes. Yeah. So those are the things that I work at. But the things that I learned in my degree were lots of theoretical stuff, which is good for like having like a good problem solving skills. But in terms of like code, the things that I learned were Java and C and all those other languages that people who do like very basic level stuff might use.
Ground level.
Yeah, like ground level, but not really things that are creative that much. And so I was like, Python was the software language that I used at work. And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to learn how to use this. And I got to learn during working as a QA engineer and then transitioned into a backend engineer. So I love that you did this journey, which was like, I'm not going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars or on a degree and 4 years or however long it is in America, studying for a computer science degree. I can just do it on my own, and that's fantastic.
There's one drawback that I've also had with YouTube as well. When you teach yourself this, I run into this every time I teach myself something and I go to interact with someone that does it. So if me and you were to interact on software, when I first got my job in software, people would bring up basic things, basic concepts, and I would have no idea what they were called. Like I knew how to do things, but I didn't know what I'd never talked to anyone about it. So I had no way to refer to it. And when someone would refer to something, then I would be lost. And that happens now when I'm talking to other YouTubers about editing. And so now I'm in the same space that I was in at the beginning of my like software career, is when I'm talking to other YouTubers who have like more formal education in editing, or have watch more YouTube videos, tutorials on editing. I get completely lost because even if I know how to do what they're talking about, I don't know what it's called.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's actually very relatable because I love that you say formal editing education. I know there are courses that cost a lot of money. I taught myself how to edit my like the beginning of my YouTube channel which was like 2020-ish. And then I used like a software called Camtasia, and I still use it today for like small things. But then I was like, I want to one day learn about Premiere and DaVinci Resolve and all that. So at some point I did invest not a small amount of money into like a formal course. I still have it. It's in Hebrew. And I can tell you that I have spent literally half an hour like trying to invest in that course. So it's like you get the course, but then you need to also get yourself into the seat and actually learn.
After school, practically, even if you invest in a course, it's practically all just self-education, right? Like you're still teaching yourself. You still have to make yourself learn it. No matter if you're like in a cohort or you bought a video course, it's still on you. No one's grading you at the end of the day.
Yes. I also think like that cohort-based learning is really, really good because when you have someone like a class, like a Discord server or a Facebook group or whatever it is, you have other people learning with you at the same time. It's a lot easier to find motivation to learn instead of like if you had to do it on your own.
100%.
Yeah, so that's definitely if you do find like a cohort-based course, that's definitely going to help more if you just buy a course and it's just there, but you can't really bring yourself to actually study. Yeah, like I feel like at some point every YouTuber has like that editing hurdle that we need to go. Yes, that we need to go over. But we'll get there.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so video games. before we actually start, I have a very important question to ask you. What's your favorite video game?
Oh man, I've been asked this question 3 times in the past 4 days, and I have a different answer every time. But I think for the public, I'm gonna say Kingdom Hearts 1 with a heavy helping of nostalgia on the top. I don't think it's the best game ever, but I think it's one of those games that like sticks with me forever. Yeah. I played it when I was like 7 for the first time.
Like, do you play mostly console games or you're all over?
I have recently, recently relative to my full gaming career, transferred to PC gaming. And especially now that I'm always traveling, I have a Steam Deck and I play always on my Steam Deck. That's pretty much how I game exclusively, unless I'm like gaming with my girlfriend or something. Then I'll bring out the laptop, and I have a gaming laptop that's more like an editing laptop, but I also use it for gaming. Obviously, you can do both.
If it's powerful enough to edit, then it's powerful enough to run games.
100%. And so, yeah, I'm PC gamer all the way now. Yeah.
Okay, so I've been always like a PC gamer. I had a brief moment in time in my late teens where I was like playing exclusively Game Boy games, Pokemon, like Zelda, all these. But then I was like, I'm just gonna use a PC, and and I also like, I feel like in recent years, I mean, in my, it's not really nice to say, but I'm in my late 30s. So I feel like for me, when I play a video game, I want to like feel something from it. So like I found myself recently in recent years playing a lot of role-playing games where I'm there for the story. And you did mention this in one of your recent videos where you said sarcastically, some people play Skyrim for the story.
Right. Yeah, I did.
I mean, like at some point I did play Skyrim when it came out. And I had a little bit of a problem with it because it was too overwhelming for me. Like there was so many things to do. You can go anywhere, be anything you want to be. And I was like, I need a little bit of a structure. Like,
yeah. The reason I made that joke is because I don't know. I know almost all my friends have played Skyrim, but I don't think any of my friends have finished Skyrim. Right? You get dropped in the middle of nowhere, and then you don't know what the story's about. And you just run around and get lost and get hit by a giant. Like that's kind of like the gameplay loop. Yeah.
So like I feel like that's a little bit of there's a little bit of a difference there in terms of like Skyrim is one game where it's been like very freeing and like you can do whatever you want. But then like in 2023 they like Obsidian, was it Obsidian or I'm mistaken? Bethesda. They now I'm getting mixed up. Like the game Starfield that came out was by the same company, right?
Bethesda, yep.
Yes, okay. Like I had a little bit of a blip for a second.
Right.
So Bethesda released Starfield. And Starfield is also an open world game. And it's very, very like you can do whatever you want to do. But there's something about the storyline of Starfield that drew me to actually finish the game. I wanted to finish all of it. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to finish it. And then there's all these factions and stuff like that that you can go to. And I remember like being invested in each one of these because they had like all the like outside of the story, you had like lots of power-ups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like what you said in terms of like that joke about Skyrim, right. I feel like there's something so profound about playing a game that lets you be what you want to be, but still gives you structure.
Right. In Starfield, what Starfield did significantly different than Skyrim is in Skyrim, the intro is just you ride on this crate handcuffed and then a dragon attacks and then you're free. But Starfield almost feels like you should not leave you shouldn't go off path for the first like 6 hours of the game. You'll have the best experience in Skyrim. You have the best experience if you just go explore, whatever. That's encouraged. But in Starfield, you'll have the best experience if you delve into the story until at least you get to know about like a little bit about the factions. You get to meet your whole group at your little compound. I forget what it's called. I haven't played since it first came out. But they kind of force you. Bethesda forces you to get invested in the story first, and then they say go do what you want. And the whole time you have, your companion, whoever you've chosen to join you, reminding you like, oh, maybe this will help us in, finding, whatever, going through.
Yeah.
I don't know what's a spoiler anymore, so I'm trying not to say specific words, but but yeah. So I think that's a big design change that Bethesda did. Some people didn't like it, but I think that, it was definitely worth attempting because I agree with you. There's something about having ultimate freedom, but it's still still feeling connected to the main story, which as great as Skyrim is, it is not that. It's not connected to the main story at all. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, it feels so fun to talk to you about video games. Like it's
I love it. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah, it's very, very freeing. Okay, so in terms of like video games and like you always end your videos with I'm gonna find the best video game.
Right.
You also say the word "lerv," which I'm curious about. Yeah. So like walk me through what is it that you characterize as the best game?
Right. So I think that actually comes down to like that the outro every video is I'm going to keep playing games till I find the perfect one. Peace, lerv. That's what I say every video. And what it boils down to is like I really like talking about like in breaking apart video games and like what makes certain things work and how certain mechanics play into the story and why certain things feel off in one game but work in another game. It's just like that's always been one of my favorite parts about video games. And so the idea of finding the perfect one is one that will allow me to keep playing video games forever. I'll be able to. I'm never going to find the perfect game, right? So I'm going to keep playing till I find the perfect one means I'm going to keep playing video games. But I'm going to keep like breaking them down and seeing like what works and how they've done something and how they've told the story. And that's what that part of the outro means. Lerv is actually, when you're a boy growing up, you don't want to tell your best friend that you love them. So me and my best friends growing up, our way around it was to make a funny sound that sounded like it. And so even to this day, when we're on the phone, we end every conversation with like, all right, man, see ya, Lerv. And it just means like, I love you. And the first time I did it because I was really awkward on camera and my early videos, as I think most people are, but I wanted to feel like I was talking to my friends, my core group of friends. I wanted to like kind of bring that energy to the video. And so I was like, how can I do that? Oh, well, I'll just say Lerv. That's something I only say to them. It'll kind of like put me in that mindset. And so my friends watch my videos, they hear that, they know. And it's what's been really interesting is one of my friends texted me and he said, hey, I saw someone commented on your video, Lerv. And it was such a strange thing to like, we're like bringing in everyone to this like little little stupid thing we did as children that has carried to us to adulthood. But that's kind of the backstory on Merge.
That's so funny. I love that. This will definitely carry over into your future videos as well. Like your community will embrace it. Like,
I mean, I hope so.
this is gonna happen whether you want it or not, because you put it out there, and they will use it.
Yeah, it's out of my hands now.
Yeah. So if we're diving into the YouTube channel, walk me through the pivotal moment, and I'm sure there was one, where you decide, I'm going to open a YouTube channel.
Right. So there was a variety of factors that at play. So YouTube is definitely has been for a really long time my primary form of content consumption. I've never been on like Instagram really or Facebook or like, I watch Netflix, but YouTube has always been a big part of my life. And it always just seemed really hard. Like it always just seemed like so much work to make a video. And so I never like started, and I had one friend that always said he would start making YouTube videos. And he just said it for years. And so that's section one. Section two is I was planning to travel again post-COVID. I was planning to I had saved up enough money, and me and my friends a long time ago, we said we were going to retire, quote unquote, retire at 30 and travel the world. And I'm the only one that saved up for it. And so I saved up enough money to quit my job at 30 and not ruin my chances at retirement in the future. And so I was planning on quitting my job anyway for at least a year. And then I started it started hitting me I need to do something. I'm not going to be traveling actually for a year, right? I need to do something from day to day, And so then what really kicked it off was kind of sarcastic. I was talking to my friend, and I was like, why haven't you started a YouTube channel yet? You have been saying you wanted to for years. And so to kind of taunt him, I made a YouTube video. I just pulled out my phone and made this little video, and I edited it. It was about Hades. It was not planned really at all. It was just hey, Hades is 5 years old. Is it good still? And I just talked about Hades, and I recorded some gameplay, and I put it in the video, and I enjoyed it. And I got 1,000 views in 4 days. And I was wow. Is that how easy it is? I just record a video talking about whatever game. I found out that's not how easy it is, but yeah. So it was my first video is kind of in an ironic jab at a friend who still hasn't started his YouTube channel. He keeps telling me he's going to, but yeah. So those factors all came together for me to be okay, well, I quit my job for a year. If I can make this happen, then maybe I never have to go get another job. Maybe I can just be on YouTube making YouTube videos about video games.
You know what? Let's help your friend. If your friend is going to publish his first YouTube video, by the time this interview is out, the link to that video will be pinned under this video.
Okay, huge. That's huge. That is honestly huge inspiration. I'm gonna call him that as soon as this is over. Yeah.
Okay. I said it, and I'm going to write it down so I don't forget.
All right.
But yeah, it's out there. We're gonna make a YouTuber out of your friend.
That's right.
Okay, so you started your YouTube channel. And you already said that you discovered that it's not so easy as putting a video and just hitting publish. What are some struggles that you faced when starting your YouTube channel and actually getting into content creation in general?
Right. There's a few things that come to mind. The first being, unfortunately, the solution to every problem is just make another video. It's really hard to make a video and it not perform well. And then the only step to do next is just make another video, or you make a video and it does really good. The only thing left to do is just make another video. And you should obviously be learning from all of your past videos and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't. But that was a hard lesson for me to learn. Like I always felt it's in my nature to plan instead of doing. And so it was really a hard lesson to learn that I need just, I can't take a step back after every video and reevaluate my whole strategy. And like, that's still something I fight, but I need to kind of just like prioritize movement. And so that's one big lesson. But another one that's been surprising, I think, is it feels like there's some kind of pull towards, I'm a typically very positive person. I'm a very happy-go-lucky, always have a pretty positive outlook. But there's like a pull when you make content to kind of, you know, be negative, try to get some rage bait going on. And like I have kind of fallen in there at like very early, and then I was like, no, that feels bad. And so it's kind of like now a pillar of my channel to be positive, and now I can't really go against it or else it'll feel bad to me and my viewers. So that's another kind of thing that I've realized, like there will be always like a dark side pull when you make content, and you need to like make the conscious decision not to do it, or you could actually just fall into it without thinking too much.
I love that. Let's dive into that a little bit. We all know, well, there is Nikocado Avocado. Do you know him?
Right. Yeah.
So this is the epitome of what you just described. Like this is the person who made his whole career from being negative on camera.
Right.
And we also have seen the consequences of that. I feel like there is this, because it's like easier, like when something bad happens to you, you got to tell it. You got to say to everyone, something bad happened to me. And as humans, we have like this little bit of a lizard brain thing to always notice the negative things. So I feel like negativity always kind of like gets attention. But it is when you do try to go the other way around, like to be positive and to create value and all that, where when it does work, the community that you build is much more supportive. Like usually when you get attention from negativity, it's because people are coming to comment something awful, or they just want to laugh, or
right, of course.
Yeah, and I feel like the other way around is harder, but more rewarding. Do you agree?
100%. And it'd be different if I was generally a negative person, but no one in my life would describe me that way. I'm a very optimistic person. Even when my game isn't that good, I'm still like, oh, well, I had fun, like I didn't hate it, and I can just stop playing whenever. So I'm not ever angry at game studios. I'm not, if a game studio makes a bad game or like does something that's not pro consumer, it's like, not cool, but I'm not upset. And so I don't want to pretend to be, or pretend like I hate a certain game studio or something. Well, I can't like criticize their decisions. It just wouldn't be me. And if it was, if you're negative, maybe YouTube's a goldmine for you. Like maybe if that's your natural personality, maybe you would be natural at YouTube, but that's not me.
Amazing. That's the, like, I can say from watching your videos that I agree. It's not you.
Right.
You have a very bubbly personality, and I love that. Okay, so we like kind of dove into a little bit of YouTube struggles. Was there anything else you wanted to mention in the struggles section?
Yeah, it's a long downhill roller coaster. Like there's not ups and downs. There's some ups and downs, but the ups are very small compared to the first long down when you're first starting out and you're learning. Sorry if there's like some super loud noise going on back there. I don't know if you hear, but yeah, when you first start YouTube, it just constant, not disappointment, but like under you're underperforming over and over again. Even when you're doing well, you're like, oh man, I would need 1,000 of these videos to get where I want. And so it's you're constantly learning and you're constant. And so I think the lesson from that was like, now it's not the case. Now I'm not constantly underperforming. And now I'm pretty happy with my videos. I am at a place where I think like I'm excited to show people my videos. I'm excited to watch my videos with my friends or family because I have just gotten better. I'm not as good as I'm gonna be, but I'm way better than I was. And that will happen. And so if you're struggling with YouTube, wait 6 months and then watch your first video and you'll be like, oh man, what a world. I was so much different back then.
Isn't it also the same when writing code? Like you go back and watch your old code, like from a year ago or whatever.
It's almost like a jump scare with code. You look at your old code and you're like, oh, who wrote this?
Did I wrote this? This is awful.
Right. Exactly. It is. It's the same. It is very much the same. Even my best video, my best performing and my favorite video from a year ago is like, I watch it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I edited this video. Oh my gosh, what was I doing? And so, yeah.
Yeah. I noticed something very funny about YouTube, at least in my niche, which is like the outside of like interviewing and having conversations with people. Most of the videos on my channel are D&D related or TTRPG related. And I noticed that sometimes if I will take a portion of a larger interview that was like maybe 40 to an hour or even more, and just post that section of like 3 to 4 minutes as its own video, it's gonna get so much more views than the entire video got. And I have multiple examples of this. I have at least one example where, you know what, I'm gonna check it live, how many views that video has. It's like just a little snippet of 3 to 4 minutes out of a longer video, and that's on the new channel. Like the old channel I had, I don't think I told you this little bit of context. I had the original channel that I started in 2020. I moved from that into a new channel because I did the mistake that you shouldn't do. You shouldn't make of using YouTube promotions. And and that destroyed my reach, and I had to move into a completely new channel. But even now, on the new channel, where is it? Yeah, I can just filter by views. Okay, so this is insane. So it's 4 minutes and 16 seconds out of a larger video of about 40 minutes. The larger video has maybe 1,000 views or something like that. Yeah, it's very down there in the views when I sort. But that snippet of the interview, 4 minutes, 16 seconds, has over 200,000 views.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. The way I kind of see it is like the time on YouTube, because you can see it before you click into a video, right? So that's like, it's part of the packaging, right? It's as important as the thumbnail and the title. And it's kind of, that's the cost, right? I'm going to pay 4 minutes for this video. I'm going to pay an hour for this video. And so it better be worth an hour if you make an hour video. 4 minutes is not a high cost. So way more people are willing to like buy a 4 minute video than an hour video. But like, if an hour video is worth that cost, then, you know, everyone will want it, right? It's just way harder to make an hour video that's worth an hour.
Yes. It's also, I think, the how do you call it, the value proposition. That video that has over 200,000 views answers a very specific question that the community that watched that video. It is part of an interview with a creator called Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Yeah, I think I watched that video actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he talks about source books, which is a question that has been asked many times in the community, and people still search for it to this day. So that's why this video is getting so many views. But the next video after that, which got many views as well as a highlight, but nowhere near this, was 30,000 views. Like, do you see the gap?
Yeah, 100%.
Such a huge gap. So yeah,
it's a tricky game. YouTube is.
Yes, so it's not chance. Like, I can see why the first video is getting so many views, because it answers this very specific question. The other one is just like a feel-good video. It gives you like insights about something. It's not, you didn't search for this. You just got recommended to you on the homepage and you clicked it, which is also a good way to create content. If you know what people will click on, then that's definitely a way to go as well. So yeah. Okay. So we talked a little bit about struggles and all that. When in your channel's life did you actually feel that it started like taking off, like growing actually?
I don't know. I don't know if I'll like ever hit that point of feeling like I'm taking off, just because there have been like different times where I'm like, oh wow, I'm doing well, or like I would say actually, let me take that back. I feel it now. In the past 2 months or so, I hit the bottom of that roller coaster. I in the past maybe 3 months, maybe in January, I think I hit a point where I was like, oh wait, things are starting to click. Like decisions I'm making are starting to feel more viable. They're starting to feel more applicable, and to the point where I just had a recent video do really, really well and get like 250,000 views or something, which is much more than normal, right? I want to make it clear, I don't have any videos close to that. But in the lead up to that video, I was saying to people around, like, I'm close. Like it was like my YouTube intuition is starting to click on. And so I was telling people, like, I'm close. I'm very, very close to doing it right, to like hitting it right. And every video I learned something new. And so I think after a certain amount of videos, you get to that place where things start to make a little bit of sense. You're not going to take off immediately, but I feel like I hit that bottom point and I'm now on the rise and things are starting to make sense. And I have like a lot of things planned for the future I'm excited about, because I have some of that YouTube intuition that will kind of guide me correctly, I hope.
Are those decisions usually involve your ideation or also the packaging and editing of the video?
It involves every step of the process. So, I mean, ideation and packaging are very important, but something that I learned from my huge video, which when I got 250,000 views, it's like, of my past videos, my past 10 videos, it's probably the worst one. Like, I mean, it's not like a horrible video. It does what it sets out to do, but it is not as engaging as some of my other videos are. It didn't have as much work put into the script. And so even though it did get much bigger than my other videos, if it was better, then more people would have, it's almost like it hurt me, because so many people watched it and I was like, oh no, watch the video after it. That's the one, that's the good one. You would like me much more if you watch that video, not this one. And so I put 2 weeks into the video that came after it. I put 2 days into the video that exploded. And it felt like what I learned was, like, a big takeaway was, even if a video gets a lot of views, it won't give you any momentum if it's not good. And so yeah, when it comes to like evolving in that intuition, it has to do with ideation and thumbnails, but it also heavily relies on the script and the cinematography and the editing and making those videos good enough to be worth. Actually, something I just thought of before we started talking was, in life they say like prepare for the worst, but in YouTube you need to prepare for the best. Like if this video gets 1 million views, is that good? And I've started to realize like I need my videos to be prepared for the best, not prepared for the worst. They need to be prepared for 1 million views. If this video gets 1 million views, will all of these people like it? And that's kind of the big takeaway. But that's part of the intuition and part of understanding the game of YouTube.
Okay, I love that. This is a quote that I will take away from this video. Prepare for the best. That's awesome.
The first time I've said it out loud. I'm glad it worked out as I planned.
It is. It does work. I mean, like, I'm thinking about it because I have tried a lot of things in the past. I had a plan to actually teach software engineering on YouTube, and I have like a few videos like out, but not all of them are like my passion in terms of like what these interviews are, because when I'm here sitting talking to you, I enjoy the conversation more than I actually enjoy like publishing this on YouTube.
Right.
Like the human connection here, you, other guests, this feeds my soul in a way. But I've always had like, especially working where I'm working like for so many years, and not really having like a vacation and like in a long time, a true vacation, I call it. I was like, I want to break free from this. What you actually planned for in advance. And I didn't plan for this. And like, I was like, I want to build something that will help me break away from this. And I feel like when you're in that mindset, you're building things and you learn stuff. But sometimes things don't click in the way they clicked for you because you're not really enjoying the process. So I did like create a lot of videos, and I tried stuff on the web, Etsy stores, newsletters. I always come back to what I actually enjoy. Does that make sense?
100%.
Yeah. So I feel like content creation in general does take a lot from you, and like what you just said, like learning and like having that intuition, that's something that I'm very curious about. When you say like in terms of like intuition, and that things are like becoming like making more sense in a way, how does that manifest for you, like in terms of like thinking about a video? Like walk me through how you plan a video from idea to publish.
Right. And so that the intuition I'm talking about is, and I think the best example of the manifestation of it is, before I started YouTube, if me and my friends were to talk about what would be a good YouTube video, we'd have these ideas and we'd be like, oh yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, that's good. But now if any of my friends suggest a YouTube video, I can tell them immediately why it's bad. Like why that video won't work, whether that be it won't get views, or whether that be like it wouldn't be fun to film, or I like just them saying it. I could kind of, because I've made 50 videos or something, it like immediately goes through all the steps. There's a big filter in my head now of like what can work, and it's not perfect. I'm still refining that filter, but it's at the point where like that filter is the intuition. And so, random, someone asked like, why don't you do game reviews? And my feeling, because I've made videos before, I've made game reviews before, is that like if someone watches a game review for one game, the likelihood that they'll want to watch another one of my videos isn't very high because they're there for the game, Whereas like if someone watches my video about the difference between fun and addicting games, that person is interested in game concepts. And so when I talk later about games being niche, that makes a lot of sense to them. That might be something that they would watch as well. And so these kind of intuitions and this filter has like built up for every step of the process. And when it comes to like the steps of my process, it's ideation, and that's just, sitting down and pondering, I guess, maybe looking at videos on YouTube. Whenever I'm on YouTube now, I see YouTube way differently than I did before. Now I see it as like, not only an entertainment source, but also like an inspiration source. And if I see a video that I really liked and I don't know why I clicked it, but I enjoyed it, then I'll like analyze that video. I'll see if there's like an idea that I could come up with that's similar. And so that's all part of ideation. Then it comes to packaging, which I packaged before. If people don't make YouTube videos, or if people do make YouTube videos, like the common practice is to package before you make the video, write the title and thumbnail before the video, so that you can kind of align your intro with those things, as well as if you have an idea that you like and you find out there's no possible way you can express that idea in a thumbnail, then it's like you can still make it, but you just have to know that you're not going to get very many views probably. And so ideation, packaging, and then I'll move on to scripting the video, which that process has changed so much, because like as I write a video, then I watch it, and then I'm like, this isn't as funny as I thought it was going to be, and then I try to make it slightly funnier. And so scripting has been a tough thing, but I've landed on, I pretty much script the introduction word for word, and then I script the setup for every main point. So if there's like 4 main points I'm trying to make in the video, I'll script the setup for that in every video. And then I'll script the payoff and the transition of that point as well. And then I'll kind of just bullet point the other points. So if there's a main point, I'll set up, and then I'll talk about whatever it is off the cuff. And then I'll script the payoff and the transition to the next point. And so that's scripting. And then editing is like a whole process in itself. Cut it, edit, do the editing thing, there's not more to it than that. Yeah, just do it. Just sit down and click and cut until it's a video, and then post. And that's the whole process. But every single one of those steps, they have a filter. They have an intuition filter. When I'm editing now, and this is something I was really concerned about at the beginning. How do I know if something is funny enough that it should stay in the video? How do I know if it's just dragging on? And I don't know. I still don't know how to answer that question. But as I'm editing, as I've learned more, my intuition is telling me that's not funny enough to stay in the video, or like cut this joke short, or like cut this syllable off at the end of this. And a lot of that is just, I've watched my videos a lot, and when I watch my videos, I laugh at certain points, and I try to make more of those points in my videos. And so, yes, like I said, the intuition, just all those steps, they have their own filter, and those filters are getting more and more specific as I keep making videos.
Love that. 2 points I want to make here. I noticed one of your, I think it's the most recent video you made. You killed me with Vin Diesel diagram.
The Vin Diesel gram.
I'm glad you like
that. I'm glad you like
that. So good.
I laughed a few times when I said it as well.
Yeah. And also about scripting. So, you know what? Before I actually talk about scripting, there is something else that you said that was golden that I want to highlight. I created a video like a few months ago. It was in the old channel. I didn't re-upload it to the new channel as a review of Dragon Age the Veilguard. Mm-hmm. And as you know, Dragon Age the Veilguard had mixed reception.
Of course, yes.
But I played it and I loved it. Like I knew it wasn't like the Dragon Age experience that the community wanted. But as a game like that stands on its own, I enjoyed it as a game.
Right.
And I remember like I made the video, and the video was like, I think the title was, "Does Dragon Age the Vanguard deserve all the hate it's getting?" And I remember people specifically commenting on this video the word yes. Like,
yeah, I can. As soon as you said that title, I was like, "Ooh, that comment section's probably not great." That's rough.
Like it was so funny. Like the entire thing. Like people didn't even watch the video; they just saw the title, clicked on the video, commented yes, and left. I saw it in the analytics. Like the beginning was
right.
People didn't even watch it. And those that did watch it, there were like some people who commented nice things, but most of the comments on that video were so bad, so vile.
Yeah.
And what you just said like makes so much sense in terms of like, if I make a game review, people are coming for the game, but they might not be interested in my other videos. And now that clicked for me as you said it. I was like, why did I make that video? Like, people just wanted to talk about Dragon Age and left. I didn't gain, maybe I gained a handful of subscribers from that. And my other videos didn't get any views. So why did I make that video? And now I'm like, this makes, like what you just said makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's tough because sometimes there's like there's a short-term feeling like I should make this review. I love this game. It's what I'm going to say is different from what other people are saying. And so some of my friends have asked me, will you do more reviews? And the answer is like, probably not, unless there's like a Dragon Age Veilguard where like a game that it's getting a lot of hate that I like love, right? Like if Metaphor ReFantazio last year, my favorite game of the year, if that game got some weird amount of hate, I would make a positive review just because I feel like that side needs to be heard. But in general, I think there's a draw to talking about big games because you feel like, you know, there's a lot of discussion about them and that video might do well. But in the long term, even if people do subscribe on that video, there is like a high chance that they're not going to be interested in the rest of your content. And I've noticed, for me at least, when I would have a video like that where I would talk about a specific game or something interesting like that, or something specific like that, my next video would start, I would always lose a subscriber on the next video before I gain any subscribers. The beginning of every video, the first 10 hours, I lose subscribers because they subscribed for a Final Fantasy review. And now I'm making a video about something not Final Fantasy. And they're like, oh, that's that guy from the Final Fantasy review. I don't like his content. And so even the subscribers gained by those other videos will just drop off when they realize that they're not getting what they subscribed for.
This is a universal experience, what you're just describing. This happens to me all the time. I had like in the original channel, I had like this era of the channel where I was publishing only interviews with Brennan, and people got to like subscribe to the channel for interviews with Brennan. And then when I started interviewing other people, even in the TTRPG community, I would post those interviews, and then I was like, wait, why am I losing subscribers? This is a great interview with someone they know. If they know Brennan, they know this person as well. But yeah, I would still lose subscribers first before the actual video gets traction.
Right.
So yeah, I get that. Okay, so I also wanted to talk about scripting. You said like that you script the parts the beginning, the parts that lead up to other sections. Do you do that word for word, or is that like do you read from a teleprompter, for example, as you that's heavily scripted part, or is that like memorization and then performing it in front of a camera?
It's closer to the second one. I don't have a teleprompter. I wish I did have a teleprompter. When I first started making videos, I was like, I should get a teleprompter. But then I just didn't. And so now when I'm recording a video, I have my computer is somewhere just off camera with the script open. And so I will look at like if there's a joke or if there's like a point I want to make, I will look at that. I'll read it over and then I'll just look into the camera and say it and then go to the next one. And I'll be off a word, but as long as like I can get the concise point or the point and the conciseness of the point to like conveyed into the camera, then it's good for me. But I don't word for word script the whole video. So like those parts you were saying, the intro is going to be word for word scripted because you lose so many viewers in the first 30 seconds. And so it's really hard. Like I've made sure to like, I have a checklist of things that my intro has to accomplish. And even like one slight word difference can be a big deal. And so for example, my last video, the first sentence of the video is, why is the best game you've ever played different from your favorite video game? And originally that quote was, why is the best video game you ever played not the same as your favorite video game? And I just sent that first sentence to a friend. And I was like, hey, does this question resonate with you? And he said, yes, but this is a YouTube friend, by the way. This is not just a regular guy. He said, yes, but change not the same as to different from, because it just sounds better and it's more clear. And so like even that little, if I just did it off the cuff, it would not have been that concise for sure. And I would definitely have maybe stumbled over the worst words and made it less appealing. And so, yeah, the intro and the setup for the sections, word for word scripted, but just bullet points after that, things that I like know enough to riff on. And that's kind of how my videos function.
Okay. That's amazing. I can talk to you for hours. Yeah, but we are a little bit on time, I guess. So let me kind of like ask you before we kind of like dive into the last question of the interview. I do want to ask you one more thing. Do you document the things that you learn about YouTube?
Yes, very recently I've started, because I had just found out that, over the past year, whatever, that I've been making videos, it's become apparent that I'm just relearning the same lessons over and over again. And that's not what I want to do. And so I thought about, like, should I just write down every lesson I've learned? And that seemed daunting and unorganized, and I would just not check it. And so the way it's functioned now is, instead of documenting what I learn, I have kind of a document of my current beliefs. And so for like intros, like I said, I have like a checklist of things that I have to do. Those are what I believe are the best things to do in an intro. And if I do those things and then intros don't work, then something has to change, and I'll change one of those. But instead of documenting what I learn, I just document what I believe. And then as my beliefs change from learning, I'll change that document. And so there's much more concise, and it's more like a checklist of things I can follow based off of the things I've messed up in the past. And so, yeah, it's definitely my preferable way to go for growing and not just relearning the same thing over and over again.
Amazing. I think you're well on your way to create a second brain.
Yeah, I hope. I've heard about that concept, and yeah, it's hard for me to wrap my first brain around.
You are a software engineer, so it does make sense to document things that we know. Okay. It's been a lot of fun, and I have one final question for you. Before I ask it, Terrance, please let our listeners and viewers know where they can find you. What do you have going on in your life right now that you want to share with them? where should they go after this video?
Okay. Importantly, this is something I can't stress enough. If you don't like video games, don't feel any obligation to go to my channel. It's about video games. If you don't like them, you don't even, but if you do like video games, we can talk about it. We can talk in depth, and you can find me at PerfectGameQuest on YouTube, or just PGQ is the name of the channel. And something I'm really excited about that I have just kind of planned. I'm sure you're excited about based on what we've been talking about. Is I'm going to be starting a series where I break down how universal mechanics affect the narrative of games. And so the first video in that series is going to be, for example, saving. And so how making checkpoints or save stations that heal you versus not heal you versus autosave, and how that affects the feeling of the gamer as well as the feeling of the character in the game, and what that says about the story of the game. And I'm going to be doing a series about a bunch of different universal mechanics. So if you're interested in that, if that sounds interesting to you, plus they'll probably be the best made videos on YouTube. So if that sounds interesting to you, you can go over to at PerfectGameQuest on YouTube or PGQ.
Okay. Final question.
Okay.
What's in the future of Terrance and PGQ?
If I got to paint the perfect world, I would, build PGQ up. I would have, a little group of people helping me to make the best gaming content creation, but make the best gaming content on YouTube and other platforms. And then I would build up the team enough to buy a little bit of time to make my own video game. That is, I would love if PGQ was not only a media platform, a media content creation organization, but also like a game creation organization. That's still the dream, but it's just so scary how much time it takes for, no guarantee. So that's the future. The future, if you're looking for the future, the best game, I'm promising, indie game of the year 2029. That's what it's going to be. There it is. I'm calling it right now.
2029. You heard it here first.
Yeah, that's right.
You gave yourself 4 years. That's so little time for.
I know it is. But you got to put deadlines somewhere, right?